Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind and our live girls lacrosse bracket reveal show. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. As always, KSL Sports Rewind is presented by Tab Bank and Tribal West Lacrosse. Playoffs, it's up next, folks. If you have any lacrosse needs, go check out the folks at Tribal West in Sandy, or you can visit them online at tribalwest.com. We want to welcome you into joining us here this morning. We've got watch parties across the state, including a watch party up in Plain City. The Lady Silver Wolves, Fremont's 5A Fremont High School, waiting to see where their seed line will be in the 5A state tournament. We'll check in with them as we get to that bracket. We will unveil our 4A bracket, then our 5A bracket, and finally our 6A bracket. And stick around at the end. We'll have a live interview as well from one of our 6A coaches, Hannah Kelleher of Riverton. Let's start first with 4A, folks. There's a lot of intrigue around this 4A state tournament. The four-time defending Bear River Bears, can they make it 5 in a row? Let's have a look at their path as we'll unveil the brackets. Here's what we'll do. 24 teams will make the 4A state tournament, with first round games on Tuesday the 12th, second round on the 14th, quarterfinals on the 16th, all of those next week. We will unveil the first round games, and then we'll unveil the top 8 seeds. Let's start first with first round action, and we'll do this in our top seeded quadrant. You'll see our first matchup to unveil. The 16th seeded Snow Canyon Warriors to host the 17th seeded Mountain Crest Mustangs. And in that 9-24 matchup, Ridgeline out of Region 11 going to be taking on the Uinta Utes. Let's move down now to our second quadrant. We'll unveil first round games in what would be the 4 seed bracket. Have a look here at that 13-20 matchup. And that first round game will be Desert Hills with an region rematch against Cedar. Meanwhile, you see that 12-21 matchup, the Jordan Beat Diggers out of Region 10. Great year for the Digs, taking on Mountain View in that other first round game. Let's move over now to the right side of our bracket, and we will unveil first round games here in what will be the 2 seed quadrant. Have a look at that 15-18 matchup. Logan, the Grizzlies, is going to be hosting Juan Diego out of Region 10. And then you see another region rematch, Canyon View, the 10 seed, to take on the 23rd seed Pine View Panthers. One more quadrant first round games to unveil. This is going to be the 3 seed quadrant as we take a look here. The 14-19 matchup in the first round of the 4A state tournament. Orem going to be hosting Crimson Cliffs. And you see Waterford there, preseason pick to win Region 10, hosting the East Leopards in that last first round game. All right, our first round's been unveiled. Now we're going to take you through top 8 seeds. We'll unveil them team by team. Let's have a look at the number 8 seeded team in this state tournament. They'll take on the winner of Ridgeline and Uinta. And the 8th seed in the 4A Girls Lacrosse State Tournament, Skyview. The Bobcats finished second out of Region 11. Coach Dietrich trying to help get Skyview, position them for a deep postseason run. We'll see who their matchup will be. Obviously, the winner of that 9-24 game. Let's move to the 7 seed and see who will take on the winner of that the Pine View Canyon View game. My goodness. Apologies, folks. The 7th seeded team in this 4A state tournament will be the suspense. Highland, the Highland Rams. This is a sneaky good team for Coach England. Finished the year 9-6 overall. They got great scoring with Chestang and Hoagland. This is a scary, scary team in the Highland Rams. Finished second out of Region 10. A lot of dynamic offensively. That Highland team coming into the 7 seed, that will be one that you'll want to keep an eye on, a team that could be positioned to make a postseason run in this tournament. All right, now let's move to our 6th seed. Shall we see who comes in as the number 6 team in the 4A state tournament? The 6th seed will take on the winner of Waterford and East down in that 3 seed quadrant. The number 6 seed in 4A, Green Canyon, the Wolves out of Region 11. Nice year for Green Canyon this year, a 6 seed to take on the winner of that East and Waterford game. All right, let's move to our 5 seed, shall we, in the 4A state tournament. and that 5 seed to take on the winner of Jordan and Mountain View. Your 5th seeded team in 4A this year, the Timpanogos Timberwolves. Coach Casper and his group 10-5 on the year, finished second out of Region 8. A couple impressive wins playing up in 5A, 6A this year. T-Wolves had a really nice year. That's a good seed for them. Let's move up now to the 4 seed, the Hurricane Tigers, region champs out of Region 9, earning that 4 seed and a chance to have region rematches, taking on the winner of Desert Hills or Cedar. Coach Oliphant and his Tigers, fantastic year down in Region 9. All right, let's move to our 3 seed, shall we? Spots becoming a premium. Just 3 more teams to unveil here in 4A. The 3rd seed in this state tournament will be the Judge Memorial Bulldogs, 14-1 on the year, defeated Canyon View earlier this year. Heidi Deploys has been great. They've got multiple goal scorers, over 50 goals on the season. A lot of offense there for the Bulldogs coming in as the 3 seed. Let's move now finally to the 2 seed. Is just 2 teams awaiting to see where the last spots will be claimed. The 2 seed to take on the winner of Logan and Juan Diego, and your 2 seed is Provo, your Region 8 champions. This was a top 3 team in preseason for the Bulldogs. Coach Jensen has his team slated for a 2 seed, which means our final seed to unveil, the number 1 seed in 4A. And I think most would probably believe this is where things would fall, the Bear River Bears, 18-0. I think a 75-game winning streak for Coach Webb and his Bears. And you want to talk about offense, Molly Call, Webb, Criddle, Brielle. There's a ton of offense there for the Bears. 4-time state champions, the only 4A state champions looking for the 5P. All right, there you have it. There's your 4A girls lacrosse state bracket. We'll come back, try to talk a little bit about this, but now let's move on to 5A, shall we? As we have those Lady Silver Wolves, they're waiting to see exactly this 5A bracket, where they will fit in this state tournament. 24 teams in 5A as well. We'll do this the same way. 8 first-round byes. We'll go through each of the first-round matchups first. Let's start in our top quadrant as we'll unveil our 2 first-round matchups. Woods Cross Box Elder, that 16-17 game. And then you see the 9-24 game. Payson taking on Viewmont. Payson, region champs, co-region champs out of Region 7, earning that 9 seed, but being in that top quadrant in 5A. Let's move now to our 4 seed quadrant. We'll unveil our first round games in that 4 seed quadrant. The 13-20 matchup, the 12-21 matchup. Your 13-20 Wasatch to take on Skyline. The Wasps finishing second out of Region 7. And how about Hillcrest to host Bountiful? This Hillcrest team, good year, 500 this year for the Huskies, 9-9 to host the Bountiful Redhawks in the first round. All right, let's move over now to the right side of our bracket. We'll show the other first round games here in the 5A state tournament. Your 15-18 matchup to take on the eventual 2 seed Westfield to host Springville in that 15-18. And how about Bonneville, the Lakers out of Region 5 to host the Roy Royals in a region rematch in that opening round. All right, one more quadrant of first round games to unveil. We'll move now to the 3 seed quadrant, and you see that 14-19 matchup, Northridge to host Maple Mountain, and then Alta, the 11 seed, to host Timpview. Alta Timpview, always a great battle regardless of the sport. There you have it, your first round games here in the 5A state bracket unveiled. Now let's move and we'll unveil team by team those top 8 byes here in 5A. The number 8 team in the 5A girls lacrosse state tournament to take on the winner of Payson and Viewmont Pleasant Grove. The Vikings out of Region 7, Coach Schultz and his group, 10-7 on the year. Good year for the Vikings, take on the winner of Payson and Viewmont. All right, let's go take a look at our 7 seed, shall we? The 7 seed in this state tournament take on the winner of Roy and Bonneville. The 7th seed in 5A for girls lacrosse will be Clearfield. The Falcons had a great year this year, finishing second in Region 5, 12-6 on the year. Fantastic year from Jenica Wagstaff and company as Clearfield with the 7 seed. Let's move to the 6 seed, shall we? Head on down to our 3rd seed quadrant. The 6th seed to take on the winner of Alta and Timpview. The 6th seed, the Olympus Titans. Boy, tough start to the year for Olympus, but they scheduled themselves tough. Region champs out of Region 6. And this Olympus group, man, they came on strong, including a big win to end the year over Brighton. Fantastic. A great team. This Olympus team won state champions in 22 and 24. Again, kind of the tough start. Their record, just 9-8. This is going to be a group that's well-positioned and ready to fire here in the state tournament, drawing the 6th seed here in the state tournament. Let's move to the 5 seed, shall we? The 5 seed to take on the winner of Hillcrest and Bountiful out of that first round. Your 5 seed in the 5A will be Salem Hills, the Skyhawks region champs, co-region champs out of Region 7. Good year for the Skyhawks this year. Coach Yerkes, Rachel Turner had 50 goals, had a nice win over Payson on the regular season to help force that co-region title for Salem Hills. All right, let's 4 seed. You see the Brighton Bengals coming in as well here. Coach Nash, this Brighton team lost their first game of the year, had a long winning streak going. Sophie Nielsen, one of the top goal scorers in the entire state, had a phenomenal year for the Brighton Bengals. That offense coming in as the 4 seed to take on the winner of Wasatch and Skyline. All right, let's move to our 3 seed, shall we? We still haven't seen those Fremont Silverwolves. They got to be pretty happy. Let's move to the 3 seed and see who comes in at number 3. The number 3 team will be West Jordan, the Jags. Boy, this is a 1-2-headed monster for the Jaguars this year. Lily Henderson and Jordan Hughes, each over 65 goals to pace the way for the Jaguars as they finish second out of Region 4. Fantastic year for the Jags. They'll get the winner of Northridge and Maple Mountain. All right, let's go up, unveil our 2 seed here in this 5A state bracket. The 2 seed will take on the winner of Westfield and Springville, and the number 2 seed in 5A, the 5A state tournament, will be Fremont. There they are, the Fremont Silverwolves, your number 2 seed in the 5A state tournament. They were picked to win that region. They won that region, 15-2 on the year, had wins over Davis and Harriman, one of the top scoring offenses in all of 5A with Bailey Sargent and Kate Jenkins, Briley Jepson as well, all over 45 goals apiece. You see the Silverwolves there, excited with the number 2 seed as well. They should be. Congratulations to the Silverwolves. Excited to see the run they put together in the state tournament. And finally, the number 1 seed in 5A. There's only one team we haven't talked about. You see it right there. Park City, your top seed. The Miners have been on a roll all year long. They were the preseason number 1 team, preseason pick to win their region. State champs, defending state champs from 2025. Their only losses coming out of state this year have wins over Farmington, Mountain Ridge, Riverton, Natalia Swykoon, Coco Crawford. This is a very, very experienced group for the Miners, earning the number 1 overall seed in 5A. There you have it. There's your 5A bracket unveiled for you live. We've got one more bracket to unveil. Let's move here to 6A as we will talk through the various matchups in 6A. 6A tournament, a little bit different. 6A, only one first round game in 6A. So we will unveil that here to start, and then we will go through the rest of the matchups. The look at that 16-17 matchup in the 6A state tournament. That first round game will be Westlake and Layton. The Thunder out of Region 2, the Lancers out of Region 1, playing that 16-17 first round game. That'll be played on Tuesday, May 12th. All right, the rest of this tournament, all second round games. So we'll go through, unveil those matchup by matchup. Let's start our 6A unveiling down in the 4 seed quadrant. And you have a look here at those second round games. Lone Peak, the 4 seed, to host Bingham. Lone Peak finished second in Region 3. How about Farmington will host Corner Canyon, the Lady Phoenix, defending state champions 2025. Preseason pick to win their region. They won their region. Fantastic year for Coach Jensen and company to host Corner Canyon in that second round. All right, let's move now to our 3 seed quadrant. We'll unveil the second round matchups in the 3 seed bracket as we have a look. 3 to play 14, and it'll be Mountain Ridge hosting American Fork. The Sentinels have made the state championship game every year since this was a sanctioned sport in 6A. They'll host American Fork. Meanwhile, you see Syracuse, the 6th seed, finished 3rd in Region 1. will host the Lehigh Pioneers. Lehigh, a lot of close losses this year. Talented group for Coach Siri and company. That'll be a really good second round matchup in the 6A state tournament. All right, let's move to our 2 seed quadrant, shall we? We'll unveil both of these second round matchups. Have a look here. The matchups, the 2 play in the 15. Cedar Valley to head down to Riverton, the Silver Wolves. Boy, great year for Riverton. Coach Kelleher, 17-1 on the year. Their only loss coming to Park City. That was a 3-goal game, one of the closest games Park City had in state all year. Riverton coming in at the 2. Meanwhile, Davis coming in at the 7 seed. They'll take on their region rival, the Weber Warriors, in a 7-10 matchup. Davis finishing second in Region 1, had a nice win over Lone Peak to strengthen their resume in the regular season. All right, one more quadrant to unveil, and that is the number 1 seed bracket. We'll also have a look at that 8-9 matchup as we move to that top seed quadrant. Skyridge, your number 1 overall seed. Coach Buechner and company, 17-1 on the year. Their only loss coming out of state. One of the top offenses in the entire state to take on the winner of that Layton Westlake game. And you see Harriman Copper Hills, a Region 2 battle in the second round in that 8-9 matchup. All right, there you have it. Your 6A girls lacrosse bracket unveiled for you here on KSL Sports Rewind. Let's go and let's try to bring in Coach Kelleher. We've got her from Riverton High School, as we'll talk with her a little bit about the 6A state tournament and her Riverton Silver Wolves. Talk about the great year that they had this year for the Silver Wolves. See if we can work on getting her brought in. Coach Kelleher, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And congratulations, first of all, on the 2 seed here in the 6A state tournament.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Coach, got to ask, this Riverton program, it feels like the last couple of years you guys have really been building. You've made it to semifinals. How has that experience maybe prepared this team to put together another postseason run in your pursuit of a state championship?
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways, it's just like getting that experience. I think maybe we don't always recognize that, especially like going over to the semis, you're playing at Westminster, like on a new field, there's typically a lot more fans there. And the energy, like it feels a little bit differently. And I think if you're not like used to it, it can turn into nervous energy. And I think it kind of caught us that first year that we were there. But it's like now we can go back this year, hopefully, and it's kind of been there, done that. And we won't have as much of that, of the nerves.
Coach, you look at your roster and you've got a great blend of experience, a lot of seniors who contribute, and you got a lot of youth too, freshmen, sophomores who make big plays. Talk about that mix of experience with experience and youth on your roster and how that has helped this group in particular this year.
Yeah, I think, it's a unique situation because we like very senior heavy, but also we have a lot of freshmen, but they're all so talented. And I think it would have been easy this year for the seniors to kind of have like a chip on their shoulder and kind of been like, hey, like you just got here, you're taking my playing time or whatever it might be. But they've really just welcomed them in. And I think in a lot of ways, it's kind of a mutual, like the seniors are kind of being role models for the freshmen, showing them kind of the ropes. But the seniors are also very willing to learn from the freshmen because they are so talented. And so it's just been like a great blend. It's awesome to have the seniors, like sad to like see them go as always. But it's also like so awesome to see these freshmen contributing so young to know that like we'll be okay like in the future years when these seniors leave.
Well, because you talk about freshmen being able to contribute, and I mean, Kara Aramospi, I mean, you see her all the time, obviously in practice, you see every game of her. She's just one of those freshmen, 52 goals for your group this year. What is it like to coach her, and what makes her such a special talent at such a young age?
It's been awesome because me and my sister who coaches with me over at Riverton, Maddie, we've both been able to be fortunate enough to have worked with her in a few years previous to now. And something that stands out to us about her is she is willing to put in the work. Like, the work does not end for her in practice. She's on the wall. She's taking shots outside of practice. She's watching the film. She's taking notes. Like, everything that she needs to be doing, like, she does it, but she does it because she loves the game and she wants to be the best. And obviously that shows on the field.
Coach, we've seen some highlights. Obviously, we did that game against Mountain Ridge, and you guys, that game, region champs after defeating the Sentinels, had a tough loss to Park City, but you guys battled with them. How do you feel like maybe playing such good teams in Mountain Ridge and Park City late in the year? Does that help you, even though you lose that game to Park City? Does that help you as you get ready for this state tournament?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Park City, obviously, like, everybody was talking about, like, oh, like, they're going to be untouchable this year. They're going to be untouchable this year. And I mean, we went into that game, and for the most part, like, we were up majority of that game. And then kind of towards the end, we had some just some tough breaks, and they ended up getting the one on us, kind of holding it. And then the last minute scored their second goal. And so it was like an unfortunate loss for sure, because I'm like, oh, like, a winnable game for us. But at the end of the day, like, I think it exposed some things that we need to work on. But the girls left in good spirits. Like, you can't be necessarily mad about taking a loss like that. And so I think, if anything, it really gave energy and fuel for the girls. And it's a great way to, like, go into the playoffs.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on the 2 seed. Remember, you guys played Riverton, I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago. That was a great regular season game. I think, none of us would be surprised if we ended up seeing that be an eventual state championship. There's obviously work for both of you to do to get there, but congratulations on a great year and best of luck in the state tournament.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Coach Kelleher out of Riverton High School, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you. Lacrosse bracket reveal show. We're going to step aside for just a little bit. Come right back at 10:30. We'll have the boys bracket reveal show for you here at the bottom of the hour. But of course, we want to remind you, we'll have live game streams, second round, quarterfinal action in this girls state tournament from 6A, 5A, and 4A. We'll also have all the semifinal games and all the state championship games streamed for you live right here on KSL Sports, on the KSL Sports app, on KSLSports.com. For Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us for our Girls Lacrosse Bracket Reveal Show. And we look forward to seeing you and your favorite team in the state tournament starting on Tuesday, May 12th, here on KSL Sports. Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind and our live boys lacrosse bracket reveal show. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. So excited to be able to unveil our 4A, 5A, and 6A boys lacrosse state tournaments with you live. We want to welcome in all the watch parties across the state. We know teams are getting together for this. We hope it's a great day for you and your team as you find out your path to potential state championship in your respective classification. As always, we want to remind you, Rewind is brought to you by Tribal West Lacrosse and Tab Bank. If you have any lacrosse needs, folks, you want to have the right gear for playoff season, check out the folks at Tribal West at tribalwest.com or at their store in Sandy to get the right gear for your playoff push. All right, here's what we're going to do. We got 3 brackets to unveil. We'll start with 4A, then 5A, and finally 6A. And stick around because we've got Coach Brandon Haroba of Alta. He'll be joining us for an interview after we unveil all of our brackets. We'll talk about his Hawks and their potential path to a hopeful state championship. All right, 4A, folks, there are 20 teams in the 4A state bracket. What we will do is we will unveil the first round games for you first, and then we will go through and unveil team by team second round matchups for those top 11 seeds that have first round byes. Let's start first in our number 1 seed quadrant with the first round game in the 4A boys lacrosse state tournament. The 16 seed Canyon View Falcons will host the 17 seed Orem Tigers in that opening round. The winner to take on the 1 seed in 4A, which we will find out here later on in the program. All right, let's move now down to our 4 seed quadrant. We'll show you 2 first round games in this 4 seed quadrant, the 13-20 matchup and the 12-21 matchup. Jordan coming in as the 13 seed, Jordan out of region 10, Mountain View meanwhile out of region 8. That will be that first round matchup. How about Dixie hosting Pineview in what will be a rematch from their region? Dixie finishing with just 1 loss in region 9. They'll take on the Panthers in that opening round. All right, let's move over now to our 3 seed bracket. We'll unveil, or the 2 seed bracket, my apologies. We'll unveil the 15-18 first round game. Hurricane to host Cedar, another matchup from region 9 as Hurricane finishing the year just in mid-pack of that region 9 to take on Cedar. All right, let's go down now to our 3 seed quadrant, shall we? We'll show you the 1 first round game down there, the 14-19 matchup, the home seed or the home side in this matchup. Crimson Cliffs will host Desert Hills. So a lot of region 9 teams having first round games here in the 4A state tournament. All right, now let's go and we'll unveil some of those second round matchups, including those teams that will take on winners from that first round. And to start, let's go to our top quadrant, that 8-9 matchup. And it will be Snow Canyon to head up north to take on the 8-seeded Mountain Crest Mustangs. The Mustangs out of Region 11. Snow Canyon, meanwhile, region champs in Region 9. The Warriors team made that push to the semifinal last year, trying to get back there again this year. They'll have to start with a road game in the second round. All right, let's move now to the next second round unveilings. We'll head to that 2 seed quadrant. We'll show you that 7-10 matchup. In the 7-10 game, Ridgeline to host Highland. Highland out of region 10. Ridgeline, meanwhile, out of region 11. The Riverhawks 5-10 on the year will host Highland in that second round. All right, let's move now down to the 3 seed quadrant. We'll show you first round or second round games there. That 6-11 matchup will be Provo on the road to Timpanogos. This is interesting. These 2 teams finished 1-2 in region 8, and they will face off in the second round of the state tournament at Timpanogos. The T-Wolves had a win over Lehigh this year. Brendan Bolt and company, 35 goals for him this year to lead the way for the T-Wolves in that third matchup between this pairing. Timpanogos winning the first 2. All right, let's now move to our next unveiling here in this second round. We'll show you the 5 seed and the 4 seed, both in that 4 seed quadrant. Skyview coming in as the 5 seed. The Skyview Bobcats finishing third in Region 11. They were picked to win that region and had a nice win over Snow Canyon this year, coming in as the 5 seed. The 4 seed, meanwhile, in this 4 seed quadrant in the 4A state tournament will be Green Canyon. Green Canyon, actually the only team in 4A to have won a state championship. The other state champion out of 4A, Judge, now in 5A. Green Canyon back-to-back in 22 and 23. See if the Wolves can get back to climbing top of the mountain. They finished second in Region 11. Let's go unveil our 3 seed, shall we? Back to the right side of the bracket. The 3 seed will play the winner of that Crimson Cliffs Desert Hills first round game. And the 3 seed in 4A, Bear River, your region champs out of Region 11, defeated Waterford this year. Have had a fantastic year, one of the top scoring teams, also one of the top defensive teams in 4A. Preston Wilkinson, 61 goals. Nielsen had 34 goals. And Daxton Charez being strong in goal this year for the Bears, leading them to a region championship in Region 11. 15-2 coming in as the 3 seed. All right, let's show you the 2 seed here in 4A. The number 2 seed will be Waterford, the Ravens. This was a team that was picked number 2 in the preseason poll. They actually split the region title. They did not win the regular season region championship, but won the region tournament with a win over Juan Diego in that championship game held this last week. Also have wins over Skyview, Ridgeline, and that Judge game. Noah Chow, 27 goals to lead the way for Waterford. Fantastic year for the Ravens, coming in as the 2 seed. And so we will now move to our 1 seed. And I think we all know where this is going. Preseason pick in both the state and their region. Juan Diego coming in as the top seed. Impressive wins this year over Corner Canyon, East, and Timpanogos. 13-4 on the year. We mentioned they lost that region tournament championship game, but the Eagles returned everyone from that team that made it the state championship game last year, including Parker Stoltz and Schuyler, as well as Anderson and Cage. Juan Diego, your number 1 seed in 4A. There you have it, your 4A state bracket unveiled here. We'll see if we have time. Come back and talk about this one. But let's move now to the 5A lacrosse state tournament. 5A, 24 teams making the 5A state tournament, and with 8 teams drawing a first round bye. We'll unveil this the same way. Let's start with first round matchups in the 5A lacrosse state tournament. We'll start in that number 1 seed. The 16-17 matchup, Northridge to host Maple Mountain, and Westfield, the 9 seed, to host Roy. Westfield, region champs out of Region 5, finished the year 13-5, drawing a first-round home game. Meanwhile, you see Northridge, the 16 seed, the Knights, Coach Keller, 9-8 on the year. Mike Olson, 56 goals, played really tight in some really close games, playing up, mind you, but they get the 16 seed. They will have a home game in that opening round. All right, let's move down now to our 4 seed quadrant, and we'll unveil first round games in the 4 seed quadrant. 13-20 matchup, 12-21 matchup, 2 first round games. Payson to host Woods Cross. The Payson Lions this year out of Region 7 finished 10-8 on the year. Coach Cisneros and company, Tyler Rowley, 33 goals to lead the way for the Lions. Meanwhile, East and Viewmont. East, what a year for the Leopards. This team 10-7 overall, but Coach Friedman had this group playing really good lacrosse. Got a win over Pleasant Grove, but boy, they played a tough schedule. Bountiful, Park City, Olympus, Alta. Lost all those games, but were competitive in all those games. This is a really, really good East team with Oscar Keegan and Bailey Pearson Ortolani. They've got some offense. Got to watch out for the East Leopards here in this one. All right, let's move over to our 3 seed quadrant, shall we? And we'll unveil other first-round games in that 14-19 matchup. We'll go 2 quadrant, 15-18 matchup, 10-23 matchup. PG, the 10 seed, to take on Salem Hills. Familiarity here for these 2 Region 7 teams. And then how about Springville, the 15 seed? They'll get a first-round home game as they take on Skyline out of Region 6. Now we'll move down to that 3 seed quadrant, and we'll show you that 14-19 matchup and the 11-22 matchup in the first round. Final first-round games here in the 5A state tournament. Your 14-seeded team in that 14-19 matchup, Spanish Fork to host Fremont. And meanwhile, Box Elder, the 11 seed, to take on Hillcrest. Box Elder finished second in Region 5, 13-4 on the year. Isaac Funk had 60 goals, Brigham Ferry with 44 of them. Box Elder having to draw a first round playoff game at home nonetheless. Spanish Fork, meanwhile, will host Fremont. Coach Searle and company had to replace so much talent. That school split really feeling some of the effects of that. Fremont will look to go on the road, see if they can't pull up an upset against the Dons out of Region 7. Finish 10-8 on the year for Spanish Fork. There you have it, your first round games. Now let's go unveil our top 8 seeds. Let's start with number 8. The 8 seed will take on the winner of Roy and Westfield, and the number 8 team in 5A, the Olympus Titans. Wow. Olympus, 10-6 on the year, defeated Alta, defeated Skyridge, had losses in region to both Bountiful and Brighton, lost to to Park City and Judge, but James Cannon, Kai Rossi, Borden and Cage, Coach Merrill, this was a team that still went 4-2 in region, finished just a game behind that region championship. The 8 seed here in 5A, the Olympus Titans. All right, let's move to the 7 seed. The 7th seed in 5A, which will take on that 23-10 seed winner, is Judge Memorial. Boy, they got a big win on Friday up at Farmington. They defeat the Phoenix. You have to wonder if that helped math them into the 7 seed. Coach Broska and company, 10-7 on the year, defeated Westfield, Olympus, obviously that Farmington game. But boy, they played up as well, folks. Lost to Brighton, lost to Alta, lost to Park City, went out of state as well. This is a really good Judge team, though, with a lot of experience. We're talking about state champions back-to-back in 25 and 24 in 4A. Made the bump up to 5A this year in that Region 4. Finished second in the region just behind Park City. Judge coming in as the 7 seed here in the state tournament. All right, let's now move to our 6th seed, shall we? The 6th seed will host the winner of Box Elder and Hillcrest in the second round. The 6th seed in the 5A state tournament will be Timpview. The T-Birds got off to a scorching start this year and then ended up dropping a couple games late, finished 15-3 on the year. Had the late loss to Mountain Ridge, late loss as well to Wasatch, but this is a group that has a lot of talent on the field for the T-Birds. Quinn Lawrence, I've got my names wrong on that, but they've got really strong at face-off. This is a really good team with Dutson. They've got some really, really good talent, Timpview does. This is going to be a team, their offense, they can score with anyone, folks. That'll be a fantastic one to watch. Jackson Hyde, was the name that I was looking for. Aiden Dutson, 66 goals. Owen Espin with 40+. Holden King, strong in between the pipes. He is really, really good for Timpview coming in as that 6th seed. Let's unveil the 5 seed here in the 5A state tournament. The number 5 seed, Bountiful, coming in as the 5. You see Wasatch there at the 4. So your Region 7 champs getting the 4 seed. Coach Wallace, boy, what a year they had. 15-2, defeated Mountain Ridge, Lone Peak, Isaac Roylance, Horner, Cam Good. Man, he was strong in cage this year for Wasatch as well. How about Bountiful as the 5 seed? This was a team that was ranked in the top 3 the entire year. Had a late loss to Alta. Lost to Brighton as well, but beat East, beat Olympus. And you look at this Bountiful team with Carter Terry, one of the top point getters in the state, 65 goals, 34 assists. Theo Holt with 30 goals. Ivan Holt, this goalie for Bountiful, when he starts feeling it, folks, look out. And of course, you got Dawson Alsop, not a Fogo. He's a face-off guy, and then he is very much involved in their 6v6. He's a 700 winning percentage from the face-off. And this Bountiful team, man, they can play fast, they can play slow. Very, very versatile group for Coach Jordan. Bountiful coming in as the 4 seed. All right, 3 teams remaining. Let's move to number 3, shall we? The number 3 seed in the 5A state tournament will be all waiting for it. Alta, the Hawks, coming in as a 3 seed, co-region champs out of Region 6. 5-1 in that region. The only region loss was to Alta. That was a 1-goal game. Defeated Bountiful, Brighton, Judge, and Wasatch. Coach Haroba, we'll talk about him here in just a little bit. 15-3 on the year. One of the top scoring offenses in 5A. Alta coming in as the 3 seed. JJ Massey, Trevor Goins, Haroba, Bridger Tuller, and Cage. This is a very, very deep Alta offense coming in as the 3 seed. They'll take on the winner of Spanish Fork and Fremont in that second round. To the 2 seed we go. Coming in at the 2 spot in 5A will be your defending state champion, 2-time defending state champion, Brighton Bengals. Bengals had a couple early losses, lost to Judge, lost to Corner Canyon, but wins over Alta, beat Park City, lost to Alta, lost to Park City, but beat Judge and beat Wasatch. My apologies, had my notes reversed there. Zach Anderson, 43 goals for them. Cole Murray has 30 goals. And Gabe Carrera, folks, has turned into more than just a goal scorer, 28 goals, 25 assists. And look, they had to battle some injuries this year as well. We've seen Stosic. He's been great in cage for them, 560 save percentage. Co-region champs out of Region 6, Coach O'Donnell and the Brighton Bengals drawing the 2 seed in the state tournament. Only one more team remaining, your top seed in 5A, and it will be the Miners of Park City High School. What a year for Park City, state champions in 22 and 23. They lost to Corner Canyon late. I'm not going to lie, I thought they would get them this year, but they didn't. Lost to Corner late, but wins over Brighton, Olympus, Alta, Judge, Santa Margarita. That was a top 20 team nationally at the time they played them. This is a really good Park City group. Henry Alnwick, Wade Birch. They can score when they need them to, folks. And they've got the superhero Max Gordon between the pipes in the crease. 610 save percentage for Gordon on the year. This Park City defense has been one of the top scoring defenses in the state, certainly in 5A. And the preseason number 1 pick, the preseason pick for Region 4, draws the number 1 overall seed. Park City, your top seed in the 5A state tournament. Boy, there's so much for us to talk about here, folks, and there's going to be some fantastic second-round games, but we got to get to 6A. Let's go and get to 6A real fast as we want to unveil that and leave time for Coach Hiroba. Let's go to our 6A bracket. This one a little bit different. Only one first-round game in 6A. The rest will all pick up in the second round. We will start by unveiling that first-round game, the 16-17 matchup. This game will be played on Tuesday, May 12th, and that 16-17 Cedar Valley to host Layton. So there you have it, your play-in game, the 16-17, Aviators and Lancers. Now let's move and start to unveil second round matchups for you here in the 6A Lacrosse State Tournament. And let's start in our 4-seed quadrant as we will unveil these matchups. Mountain Ridge coming in as the 4 seed. They'll host Syracuse. The Sentinels, region champs out of Region 2, led by JT Rigby, wins over Weber and Lone Peak. Rigby with 77 goals on the year. And you see Bingham coming in as the 5 seed. They'll host the Lehigh Pioneers. This Bingham team really, really good. Champ Carlson, Parker Young, TJ Edmond has been strong in case for them this year. Bingham getting the 5 seed in the state tournament. We saw them in that game against Riverton. Boy, they can really seize momentum and do so in a hurry. Edmond's going to be pivotal for them, finding consistent offense, but Bingham finishing second out of Region 2 gets a nice seed here in the 6A state tournament. All right, let's move now to our 3-seed quadrant, and we'll show you both the 3-14 matchup and that 6-11 matchup. The number 3 seed in the 6A state tournament will be Farmington. Talk about that late loss to Judge on Friday. They'll host American Fork. This Farmington team still very, very good. Region champs out of Region 1, Coach Bynum and company. They beat Brighton. They beat Riverton. Talk about the loss to Judge. They lost to Park City and Corner. The only other 2 losses, all those were single digits. They were in all those games. Cole Smith, Kai Bynum and company. That's a good Farmington group with a strong play from Barris and Cage. Meanwhile, Weber coming in as the 6th seed. They'll host Lone Peak. Tough year for Lone Peak. Finished 3rd in Region 3. This Weber team, folks, they are young. And man, they can fly. Finished 2nd in Region 1, 13-5 on the year. Cage Painter, 68 goals. Greenhall with 32. Keller, this guy is a beast from the spot. Face-off, 819 winning percentage for Keller. Hancock, a 639 save percentage. They lost some games, lost to Farmington, lost to Riverton, lost to Mountain Ridge. But boy, they are young. And when they get rolling, this Weber team can be scary coming in as the 6th seed in the state tournament. Let's move up to our 2-seed quadrant. We'll show you that 2-7 matchup as well as the 7-10 matchup. Sorry, a little technical issue there. We'll get it here for you. Our 6A lacrosse reveal the 2 seed in the 6A state tournament will be the Skyridge Falcons. Skyridge 15-2 overall. Lost to Olympus, lost to Corner. They get the 2 seed. They'll take on Copper Hills. And then you look at that 7-10 matchup, a little region familiarity here as the Harriman Mustangs and the Riverton Silverwolves to battle. These two teams finished third. I think identical records in Region 2 this season. They'll play for a third time. Mustangs led by Leo Mason, Ryder Peterson for the Silverwolves in that 7-10 game. Got to just mention for Skyridge, this team returned so much talent from that team that made it to the semifinal last year. Buchner, Forest Grin, and others. This Skyridge team looking to finish what they just fell short of last year, finished second in Region 3. All right, one more quadrant to unveil. Let's go to that top seed quadrant, shall we? We'll show you that 8-9 matchup as well as the number 1 overall seed. Your 8-9 matchup in the 6A state tournament will be Davis at Westlake. You see Corner Canyon securing that number 1 seed. We'll talk about that here in just a bit. Davis at Westlake. The Thunder finished 5th in Region 2. They got to a great start, a tough region outing, but this Westlake team, they've got some offense that can score, and Davis 9-9 finished 3rd in Region 1. They've got experience, made it to the last 2 state championship games, fell short in both of those. And look, you might even have a rematch if Davis can get past Westlake. Corner Canyon, your number 1 overall seed, the 4-time state champion Chargers, kept their flag in the ground this week with the win over Park City as they finished the year 14-2, also defeated Farmington and Mountain Ridge. Pearson DeGracie, 49 goals. Nielsen with 33 goals as Corner Canyon continues to show it is their classification until someone takes it away. Will someone be able to do it this year? We will see. There's your 6A boys lacrosse state bracket. As let's bring up the 5A bracket. And let's bring in Coach Brandon Haroba out of Alta High School as get a chance to talk to him about the year for his Hawks as well as their path here in the state tournament. Coach, first of all, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the 3 seed in the 5A state tournament. Coach, I want to just ask you.
Here we go. There we go.
There we go.
I think I had myself muted there, Dane. Sorry, I apologize. Yeah. Hey, great to be here with you. Great to be here with you, and pretty excited about where we sit in our bracket.
Well, Coach, I want to talk about that because, I mean, you guys played in the gauntlet that was Region 6. I mean, there were 4 teams with a path to a region championship the last week of the season. Have you ever seen a region so competitive as Region 6 was this year?
I mean, we've been used to being in these competitive regions. The only thing we lost this year was Park City going into that new region there with East and Judge. But there's been multiple times where it comes down to the last week for us over the last several years. We haven't been in the running, unfortunately. This year we finally were, but yeah, I mean, it just shows you how competitive the 5A group is when, 4 teams are playing on Wednesday night for a chance to be co-region champs, depending on who won the games. And fortunately, we came out on top against Bountiful that day.
Well, and Coach, I mean, that particular game, I want to ask you because, you talk about the resiliency of this group that you have at Alta. You guys trailed that game. I mean, you took an early lead, but then you trailed from the majority of it, and then something changed in that third quarter. Last couple of minutes started to build some momentum. That carried into the fourth. Talk about the resiliency that you've seen from your team this year at Alta High School.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, it really starts with our face-off guy, Kellen, right? Kellen was even struggling a little bit with Bountiful's guy. Like you mentioned, he's a face-off guy, but he's not a face-off get-off. And Kellen kind of started to figure him out, get us more possessions. Our offense is definitely a flow offense. And when they're in the flow and can be doing things, they start to play a lot better. And, shots were finding the back of the net for us there in the late third quarter and into the fourth quarter. We had a good run against those guys. And, yeah, I mean, we also, our attackmen were riding their tails off. I don't know how many times we got the ball back for our team on good, strong rides from our attackmen with, Jace Brown, Trevor Goins, and Beckham just kind of getting after it and causing some turnovers and giving us more possessions where we could get our offense really flowing and get some juice going.
Coach, I mean, you guys have so much offense this year. You're one of the top scoring teams in 5A. Your defense is no slouch, but I want to talk about the offense. JJ Massey, you mentioned Trevor Goins. You also got Haroba, Blackham. So much depth offensively. What is it like to coach so many players that have such skill, so talented offensively?
Yeah, it's fun, and when they're on, it's fun to really watch these guys play. And They share the ball really well. We've got a lot of guys with 20 plus assists on the season. They really take joy in winning as a team and doing things together. And yeah, I mean, there's just talent. We're pretty deep this year in terms of our offensive talent with our top 6 guys. With like you mentioned, Blackham and even Hogan Stout and JJ,
Yep.
and then our attack line. And so it's when we get going and these guys get playing and having fun, I think is when they're the most lethal. It's really truthfully them having fun out there that they get going.
I want to ask you about your goalie, right? Because every team needs to have a strong goalie, make big saves in big moments. You've got just a sophomore in Bridger Tueller. How strong has he been for you this year?
Oh my gosh, amazing. We were actually talking about as a coaching staff at practice on Thursday, just about how many games he's kept us in. I mean, truthfully, we might not be winning that Bountiful game or have the opportunity to come back if he didn't make some of the saves that he made to keep us within striking distance. He played really good. He's played good all year. I think he's in 60% over the year, but he's had games in the 70% range where he's just had really strong games. Corner Canyon, I think, was probably one of his best games. I think he finished close to 70% that day, really kept us in that thing. And so, yeah, I mean, there's 2 positions that if you have guys that are really going and really doing a good job, you're in a good spot. And that's the face-off, which we have Kellen, and then in goal with Bridger. And then obviously, our defense is pretty solid with those group of guys that we have down there as well.
Yeah. Coach, I got to ask you, this 5A state tournament feels like it's so deep at the top. It feels like you could make a case for 9, 10, 11 teams to make it to a championship game. Just talk about like what it's been like to coach and play in this classification that's been so strong at the top this year.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it. I mean, I think there's 8 or 9, maybe even 10 teams that could make a case to get to the state championship game this year. Park City's shown to be the class of 5A this year. They've beaten everybody in the 5A. Up until Corner Canyon, they didn't have a team that had scored more than 4 goals on them. I mean, they were just playing really, really good. Corner Canyon somehow solved some things, so I think a lot of people will be watching that game film. But it's been rough. I mean, 5A is a gauntlet, and I think everybody. The thing that's really exciting is no one shied away from everybody, right? Judge played out of region and played Olympus, Brighton, Alta. We played, Judge, Park City. Brighton played Judge, Park City. We all threw in Corner Canyon, like those old rivalries that have been around forever. Everybody kept them. Nobody shied away from anybody. We all played against each other, and it was awesome. I mean, it's fun to play in those games. Those games like, the Olympus game, even though we come out on the short end, it's fun to be in those games and have that intensity heightened, and the kids have to like rise to the occasion. The Bountiful game where the kids have to, persevere and really fight through a difficult situation and play. But it's the 5A bracket is tough. I mean, I'm looking at some of those quarterfinal matchups if everything goes to paper, and it's, Brighton Judge quarterfinal, Park City Olympus quarterfinal, Bountiful Wasatch, those things. I mean, it's and us and Timpview, if everything goes to paper, I mean, those are really, really good quarterfinal games. I don't think you're going to have any of those quarterfinal games where you could say, oh, this team's going to go in and, walk to the semifinals. I think they're all going to be really competitive. And that's if all those teams can win their games on Thursday. Right.
Coach, I was going to say, you got second round games. I mean, you could have a Box Elder, Timpview, and East Bountiful.
Yeah.
I mean, a Westfield, Olympus, like you got second round games. They're like, that's a good game.
Yeah.
Those are no easy paths.
Yeah. That Westfield Olympus game is really going to be, I mean, we got to play Westfield this year. And like I said, I don't think the top 5A teams shied away from teams. Westfield played us. They believe they played Judge. I think they played Brighton, and so any of those teams 1 through 9, I think we all played each other. We played against Wasatch, and I know they played, I think, against Brighton as well. So it's going to be ultra competitive. And yeah, those second round matchups are even going to be exciting ones to see with like Westfield, Olympus, and East. East is playing really good. They've got really good players. So that East Bountiful matchup could be something to really watch too. I haven't had a chance to see Box Elder. I've seen some of their scores and things like that. So that Box Elder Timpview game could be really good. And so there's some games out there, and we're, obviously I've already messaged and trying to get Spanish Fork and Fremont taped so we can be ready for those guys on whoever wins that game on Tuesday.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, or congratulations on a great year. So excited to see this group, what they're able to do, and really appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck in the state tournament, Coach, and we'll see you soon.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you do. Thanks, Dane.
Thank you, Coach. There you have it. Your boys lacrosse state tournaments unveiled. My goodness, folks, there are so many good matchups. I mean, even talking to Coach Hiroba, and you saw how quick he was able to talk about other games because 5A just has that much depth across the top. And folks, it's that way in 4A. It's that way in 6A. There are some teams that are going to be positioned to make some runs. We might see some surprising results. We always do playoffs. You just never know how it's going to unfold. We want to remind you, you can come join us. We will have live game streams for you. Download the KSL Sports app. You can check out games there. You can also view them on kslsports.com, as we will have live game streams for you just about every night that lacrosse is being played, as we will bring you live action. And then, of course, we'll have every semifinal game and every championship game for you right here on KSL Sports Rewind. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to Coach Hiroba for making time on this Saturday morning to join us. For Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. We'll see you in the playoffs starting on Tuesday right here on KSLSports.com.